Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. This time last year, I was walking with my friend Bethany and Lebo. Actually, it was a little bit earlier. Yeah, it had to be earlier. And we were just walking and talking, and the next thing I know, I was on the ground. And Lebo said, "What happened?" She was just talking. And Bethany said, "Well, now she's not." It's one of the things that comes with this, that you don't really have control over everything. You just have control over what you have control over. And rather than live in fear, I've decided to live in love. Well, I got up and we walked on, and we were actually going into a shoe store, and I wanted to try on some shoes, but neither shoe would fit because my feet had swollen so badly. But we met two women who were amazing. One was an artist and one was an art educator, and we just shared and talked. And then we found out we were all Episcopalian, and we talked some more, and we just had a really good time. When I got back home, I was in a great deal of pain, and I said to Bethany, I think I've broken something. I'm pretty sure I have. And she said, "How do you know?" And I said, "Oh, because I've broken things before." So I didn't do anything that night, but the next day I did have to go to the doctor, and I had broken both feet. And so as a result, I was in boots and wrapped up and everything for months. I had to do a speaking event the next day for some really important people. I went, shouldn't have. One foot had been broken in 3 places. When I got back, it was broken in 4. Yeah, not so smart. However, it was an important thing, and it was really important that I was there, and I've made beautiful, beautiful connections since then. In fact, Peter, whose story I shared with you a few days ago, I met him at that conference. I met one of my nephews at that conference. So it was important that I was there. My brother met me after the second flight, so I wouldn't have to take the third flight. So we were able to ride for 2.5 hours and chat. When I got back, my niece was moving here. My niece is also a nurse, and so she cared for me during that entire time. She wouldn't let me come up here into my sewing room because you really can't take steps. And people were like, "Oh, you can sit on your butt and shimmy up." And she was like, "Don't listen to these people. They don't know what they're talking about." And so I said one day, "Fatima, just go upstairs and get me a box of something that I can do from here, because I need to create something. I'm losing it." There's a lot of research on burnout in healthcare providers, particularly nurses. When they burn out, they don't burn out because they're sick of their job. They burn out, it's called compassion fatigue. It's because they care too much. And I was speaking recently with our deacon, Patty Rhodes Davis, and she said when she experiences that kind of compassion fatigue, she has to do something creative. I think people need to find ways to put their hands to something, to do something that gives them joy, that gives them a sense of, I can do something. I may not be in control of the other things, but I can be in control of this. Fatima brought me some fabric and thread and needles and all kinds of things. And I looked at that box and I said, I think I can embroider, but I don't know how. So I looked online and found a stitch that I could do. And then I said, I don't know how to draw, but then I realized I could. I just had said I couldn't. And so I did this, and it was to represent Pentecost. And the looks kind of like a chicken because of the color, but it isn't. It's that dove landing on the earth to give us a sense of peace and calm and the Holy Spirit. So you may be thinking you're burnt out and you're tired from being tired of, but maybe you're tired because you care so much. Find ways to be creative. Just because you can't control your movements or everything that's going on with the weather or with this pandemic or systemic racism, what you can control is your heart and what you produce. So today, I'd love for you to put your hand to something. Even if you don't know how to do it and you don't think you're good at it, just do it. I love you, and the world needs more of us.